I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, then you know what's next. Stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a false-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, work that mouth.
Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threat. less. So nobody's enemy. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mill, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet them at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go. On the road, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been getting lazy with the 5:45 thing here. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Candle Mafia. Good to see everybody in the chat. Shout out to Golden. He said today is the 1-year anniversary of him gifting his first membership ever, and since then has gifted 10,999 memberships, which sounds like a fake number, but I have a feeling that is the actual number. So shout out to Golden for being such a big supporter. Drop that golden emoji in the chat if you've ever gotten gifted a membership from Golden, and thank you so much from us here at Frankie Candles. Shout out to Golden. You are the goatiest of goats. But guys, in today's live stream, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, as we have been getting a little bit of a move to the downside today. Now, overall, not too much has been going on. We were looking at some key levels of resistance on the live stream last night. Looking to fill that volume profile in full. We actually wound up coming up and filling that profile, coming into our key level of resistance, and then getting that rejection back down towards that POC, which is where we're sitting right now. So I'm going to break down those local levels of support and resistance with you guys, talk about where we think price is going to go next, and hopefully guide the way with this candle on where price is going so you can make some money trading Bitcoin, whether the price is going up or down. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some free crypto. We're going to be doing a giveaway on tomorrow's live stream. I think we got a pretty big giveaway, actually. I think we have a couple extra things that we're giving away. So tune in tomorrow, guys. We will be doing that giveaway. Smash that like button for some extra stuff. And shout out to Golden for the super chat. Said your humble character and selfless attitude. I don't know why I couldn't read that. And selfless attitude was an inspiration to me, and I hope the gifting was an inspiration to others. Maybe a simple gift could change someone's life for the better. Shout out to Golden, bro. That is amazing. Giving that little Frankie Candles membership might just get them coming back to the live stream and learning how to read the charts and find these trade setups like we do here on the live stream every single day, where I teach you guys how to do the actual analysis and find these levels and moves before they happen on your own, so you can actually become a trader on your own without being a slave to my TA, even though I always want you guys to come back. But yeah, shout out to Golden, another super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He said, I hope others will carry the hashtag givers gain and keep gifting memberships when they find success from what you've taught us. I tried to be a good example of what we can become. Hashtag pay it forward, hashtag givers gain, hashtag take care of each other. Shout out to Golden, and shout out to Crypto Billy, hashtag givers gain. Shout out to Golden, bro. You're such an amazing part of this community, bro. And gifting the membership, baby. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. And yeah, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for everything you've done. That's 11,000 memberships officially gifted by Golden. And hey, Golden, we're going to try to keep everybody coming back, so we're going to jump into this TA. But real quick, guys, shout out to Crypto King. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Shouting out Golden Do. Shout out to you, bro. Says 55K worth of memberships. You the GOAT. Yeah, shout out to, just to give it an idea, I believe that is the accurate number, $55,000 in memberships over the past year. Shout out to Golden, bro. You are insane, man, in the best way possible. But shout out to Pennywise. Shout out to Crypto Fuse. Wayne C. What is going on? So loving. Shout out to Murtaza, shout out to you, man. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And with all that being said, shout out to All Set and Jesse Rico, who is Golden. I want to be like him one day. Shout out to Rico, Jesse Rico. Well, stay tuned in on this live stream, and hopefully we can help you get to Golden's level. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and try to figure out what this thing Bitcoin is going to do next. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys. Now, if you tuned into yesterday's live stream, now this is why you guys want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel here, because you do not want to miss any of these key levels, because these actually were the levels that we were giving on the live stream last night as we were looking at these bullish divergences forming down here at the value area low, with our lower lows on price action, higher lows on our momentum waves, on top of our lower time frame money flow starting to curve to the upside. This is what was giving us the idea that we were very likely going to get some kind of a move to the upside, and very simply put, within the laws of the volume profile, very simply put, basically what we're looking for is you're looking for longs at the lows, shorts at the highs. Actually got into a long position, not down here. I actually entered right before I went to sleep, and I'm going to show you guys what kind of made me enter that last minute trade. As we were looking at these bullish divergences down at the value area low, this is where we are assuming if we can hold support on the value area low, that next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC, and then flip that POC to support and look to come up to that value area high, where we also had this local golden pocket N786 Fibonacci retracement level. This was that resistance level we were looking at last night, and Guys, I got to stop talking about these volume profiles because, as soon as you guys learn how to use this, I feel like I'm not really going to be that useful. I'm just kidding. It's not just the volume profiles, but obviously, this is a, shout out to Frankie's new chair. Shout out to Frankie's new chair, which now I have a sneaking suspicion that is golden. Says, and please, for the love of God, get a new chair. Take care. Shout out to Golden, bro. You are... Bro, I think that's golden. I can't confirm that, but shout out to Frankie's new chair. Bro, you are a wild man. If that is golden, bro, you are crazy in the absolute best way. But yeah, shout out to Frankie's new chair. I think he's still knocking on the door outside. But yeah, it is me. Shout out to Golden, bro. You are funny, man. Shout out to Golden, bro. I feel like Golden has a secret story. Who are you, Golden? I've talked to Golden. I've met him on video chat, but I just feel I don't know, man. Shout out to Golden. You are. You're a special person, man. Shout out to Golden, man. Thank you so much for all the support, bro. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, bro. And thank you for supporting the Candle Mafia as well. Unbelievable. Drop that golden emoji in the chat, guys. But as we look here, guys, obviously these volume profiles have been very reliable, getting that bounce from the low, going to the POC, back up to the high, and then as we entered into this resistance zone, obviously wound up getting back into that volume profile, getting the rejection on the value area high, and then at that point, once you get back into this range, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC. And now, if we wind up getting stuck under this POC, we may be able to get a drop back down to the value area low and potentially a bit lower. And I'm going to talk about those lower prices, guys, on tonight's live stream. I'm going to talk about kind of those key levels that we must hold to hold us back from getting that much bigger drop to the downside. Because as you know, we've been covering that bigger drop to the downside for quite some time. Are we going to see it play out? Kind of hard to tell as of right now. But I want to talk about that key level that we must hold above if we do not want to see those lower prices to come. Talking about in the low 50,000s or maybe even down to $47,500 based off the higher time frames. But locally, guys, and I will be honest, in the premium Discord, I was actually looking at the updated volume profile here. And we were looking for the short up here, and we did get some local confirmations here, but I was waiting for a little bit higher as I was looking at the current volume profile. And then when I pulled up the live stream chart, I was looking at the previous volume profile pulled to right before when we broke out here. And this one wound up actually being the profile to look at. As you can see, we got the clean break above with those confirmations above the value area high. If you guys are new to the channel, you're kind of just tuning in for the first time. When you get above these value area highs, this is where you want to look for the short confirmations. And although we didn't get super strong confirmations, we did get these bearish divergences on the lower time frames, and then eventually money flow did start to bleed out here, at least on the very low time frames. You can see money flow started coming out here on the 5-minute, gets stuck underneath that value area high, and then at that moment, that is where you're expecting the POC to come in finally. So shout out to anybody who had these levels on your chart. This volume profile has been a perfect guide on where price was going. But with that being said, these are the local levels, right? This is basically as long as we remain inside these volume profiles, guys, I am going to anticipate these levels to get respected. And the fact that we do still have this money flow coming out on the lower time frames, such as the 10, 12, and 15-minute time frames, right? Money flow on the 15-minute coming out. As you guys know, when we have that 15-minute money flow crossing over into the red or close to crossing over into the red, if we have a red dot printing at the same time as that happening, sometimes that could be the bigger move to the downside, right? You get that 4-hour red dot, and then you look for that 15-minute money flow to cross over into the red in order to give you the bigger move to the downside. So if we see that 15-minute money flow crossover while that 4-hour red dot is printing, I think that is where you will have a good chance of potentially getting stuck under that POC and coming back down to this value area low, which, by the way, is sitting at $57,932. Now, with that being said, speaking of that 4-hour, 15-minute market cipher B strategy, looking for the money flow crossover on the lower time frame, last night, I actually did enter a long position right before I went to bed with a tight stop loss. Luckily, I did not get stopped out. Last time I entered a trade right before I went to sleep, I got stopped out in profit, and then the trade just ripped. When I was looking at the charts here, kind of one of the reasons I was looking to enter that trade was based off of this 30-minute money flow crossover into the green. Now, why was this something that I was looking at? Well, very simply put, as I'm sitting there, right, I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, oh, got that green dot on, or VWAP on the 8-hour starting to come up, looking to cross over over that zero line and print a green dot. And if that money flow on the 30-minute crosses over into the green, it's the same exact thing I was just explaining. If this 30-minute money flow was going to cross over into the green at the same time as that 8-hour 4-hour green dot, it could have made for a bigger move to the upside, and you can see that really that 30-minute money flow crossover was really that start of that move to the upside. It was like literally like right here. I think my entry was slightly higher than this, like 59.2, maybe 59.3, but right here, this is basically where I was like, let me get in. I'll put a tight stop loss. Stop loss was right below these lows, and we just wound up taking off on that 30-minute money flow crossover. And the reason I bring this up is simply to show you that there are very simple trading strategies out there. You don't always need to understand, you know, the real specifics of the order flow or anything like that. Obviously, you want to try to find those more advanced strategies because they can give you a little bit more confidence and confluence for your trades. But, you know, I used to use this trading strategy all the time. I used to literally just like use the volume profile, support and resistance, and then just enter on the money flow crossovers. I wasn't looking at the order flow, and I wouldn't even really look for divergences. I was just kind of trading based off the market. It was like mostly trading off of Market Cipher, and I've done some really, really nice trades like that. And you can see, like, we cover this constantly. Anytime this happens, I try to show you guys this because if you have Market Cipher B, or Market Cipher in general, you will have Market Cipher B if you have Market Cipher, but if you guys are looking at that and you're new to the charts, right, it's important to understand what is going on, like what actually moves the market. But if you're just starting out, like looking at something like this can be a lot more simple for people, right? Because there's very like easy rules. Red dot on the 4-hour, money flow crossover into the red on the 15-minute. I would look to enter on the 15-minute money flow crossover, and it's just nice and simple, right? You're not looking at all these different numbers and all the, you know, all these like super, super complicated things. I think it's a really good low barrier to entry and very simple way to look at the charts and actually look to take some trades, right? So there you go. But yeah, now we're just simply like the volume profile is just playing out beautifully, right? Bullish divergences at the lows, get the move up into the POC, back up to the high, deviate above the high, get back in there, look into the POC, and then we may be able to get down to that value area low based off of the low time frame money flow coming to the downside with that 4-hour red dot. But other than that, guys, like this is the local range that I will be looking to respect, right? Just underneath this volume profile, we do have this daily level sitting at $57,500. And in my opinion, guys, I will be honest here, right? Like if we wind up losing these lower time, if we wind up losing this lower level here at 57.5, we may be in store for a little bit more of a drop to the downside. You know, key levels down below kind of remain the same as what we've been looking at on these live streams for the past week or so. And that is coming in at this golden pocket at about $55,000, right? So we do have some support down here, but don't forget the higher time frame analysis, right? We have that 3-day money flow crossing into the red as we've been looking at all the way back since like May and June. Looking at this money flow coming out, and finally, I mean, months later, we are finally seeing 115 days later, we're finally seeing that crossover into the red, and we are also getting a red dot at the same exact time. Now, to be quite honest, on the based off these higher time frames, guys, like there is no. I don't like to come up here and you know bring up the bearish news to you guys, although every time I do, I wind up being very thankful that I shared it with you guys because it usually does wind up playing out. But this looks pretty bearish, right? Like there's no way you can really look at this chart and on the 3-day and say like this looks bullish, right? You get the fresh red dot, the money flow crossover into the red. Like this is typically not that good to see, right? Very bearish. Now with that being said, not only that, but we also have our 2-day red dot printing on top of this nasty, nasty trigger wave. And if you're like, what does he mean by a trigger wave? Very simply put, it is when you have a wave very close to that zero line, right? Like I would not consider this really a trigger wave, but when you have these really, really tight waves to the zero line that don't really come very far off that middle zero line. When I mention zero line, I'm just talking about this line right here. But you know, oftentimes, like, this could give you kind of an explosive move to the downside, right? Like, you know, even if you just back test this real quick, right, let's try to find a nice little tight trigger wave. Like here, you did get a pretty hard dump. I know that doesn't look very harsh, but that was about 11%, but you could see that it did wind up coming down very quickly. Let's see. Bada boom, right here, right? Trigger wave, pretty nasty drop to the downside, 22%. Right, so on and so forth. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could kind of consider these trigger waves. Yeah, but like right here, like this is actually a pretty nasty trigger wave that didn't play out too much, but it still wound up giving you like a 9-10% drop to the downside. And you know, this is, if you've been looking at Market Cipher B, this is you know, one of the simpler things you can look at. Like even if you look at a lower time frame. Let me see if I can find a nice little trigger wave here. Like right here, right? You got a nice little trigger wave right here. Pretty big drop to the downside initially, and then obviously you did get the continuation down. But yeah, and obviously this is not going to be as big of a drop because it's on the 3 hour. But these trigger waves do oftentimes, like another one right here, big drop to the downside. So you do want to watch these, right? When you see this popping up on the 2-day, typically it is not really the best sign. Now, on top of that, I will say you do have, let me pull up a fresh market cipher B copy here. You can see we do have that 2-day blood diamond also printing. So between that 2-day blood diamond, the trigger wave, as well as that 3-day money flow coming to the downside, crossing over into the red, this is like the higher time frames don't look great, right? And this is something we've been looking at since all the way back here, right? Looking for the lower low to come in, breaking the structure to the downside below $56,200, right? And then looking for the lower high to come in here for that drop to the downside to break structure at $53,000, bringing us down to $49,000, where we have that $51,000 to $52,000 support level. And now, kind of what we're looking at here, I'm going to actually get rid of these levels. I'll redraw them later. But another thing that we're kind of looking at here is, not only did we look for the lower high here, but we also were looking at for the lower high to come in on this 786 Fibonacci retracement, which is also perfectly in line with many other levels, right? We had a tap weekly naked point of control on top of this tap daily level. And when we were looking at the charts as we were approaching these levels, we knew that the highest likelihood areas for resistance or rejections, let me go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff as well. The highest area or highest likelihood of a rejection for a lower high was going to either be on this golden pocket, which again, we got a 10% drop. I covered this almost on every stream to kind of help you guys understand the context of the market. We look for the lower high here. We got a 10% drop. And then we also looked, hey, if we get above that golden pocket, that next high, big area of resistance is going to be between about 64 and 66K on that 786 daily with the tap weekly naked point of control sitting there as well. And to be quite honest, right, obviously we got a big drop to the downside, which is nice. But if we do wind up getting that big drop down, which, by the way, next key level of support, right, just like on these drops, right, we look for the drop here to break structure to the downside, come down to 51 to 52K. We just front ran 52K here. Then we look for a lackluster retracement to the upside, lower high, looking for that 51 to 52K level, finally got tapped, broke structure to the downside, and now we are simply just looking for another lower high, for another bigger drop to the downside to break that structure, looking at $47,500 as the next major level of support if that lower high is going to come in, right? Or I'm sorry, that lower low is going to come in. Now, it's not guaranteed. I'm not calling for 47,500 just yet, but just to say, when you have the 3-day money flow crossover into the red, and again, the big reason why we were looking for all these continuations down and these breaks of structure to the downside is very simply based off of that 3-day money flow coming out, right? The higher time frame money flow coming out. We also had the 2-day money flow coming out as well, which is kind of that first kind of warning sign. So in the long term, the higher time frame analysis remains the same. And the 2-day blood diamond and 3-day money flow crossover, I would say we are still technically in danger of potentially seeing that drop back to the downside, right? Until we see those higher time frames shape back up. Shout out to Sub Ash says, you talk way too fast. Shout out to Sub Ash. That's the first time I've ever heard that. I swear. No one's ever told me that before. Shout out to Sub Ash. Buckle up, baby. This is a slow day, honestly. You should hear me when I'm hyped up. It's like, what? You're not hyped up right now, bro? What the heck? Shout out to Sub Ash. That coffee's strong today. Shout out to Mont. Yeah, we got that Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, which I just basically finished. I chugged it right before the stream here because I was falling asleep. But let's see. Shout out to Bitfrog that said, that's it, Frankie. That's it. Frankie just confirmed 47K. I'm going to 500X short. Shout out to Bitfrog. Please don't do that. I know you're kidding, but please don't do that. But yeah, I will say, right, like it does, a lot of people, just remember this, guys, right? Anything can happen, right? There's no guarantees that, we're definitely going to see a push up. There's no guarantees here, right? So, I'm not calling for a 100% drop or a 100% chance of a drop to 47K, but look at all the things pointing that way, right? Now, again, if we come on over to our daily, I will say, VWAP starting to roll up. Money flow still in the green here on the daily. So this is kind of like the hopium here. It's like, hey, if we can get this money flow to come back up, green dot on the daily, maybe we can get back into this value area and get the bigger move up. But to be quite honest, right, as long as we are remaining below this value area low here, guys, this is going to be the major key level to get above, and we've simply just rejected that level once again, right? So not a great sign here that we are just keep getting that continuous rejection from that value area low. So keep that in mind. In order for me to flip and really look for the bigger move up here, we have to see that money flow on the daily come back up, as well as a flip of this $60,400 level, which again is that macro value area low, right? And remember, this is going to be the doorway to higher prices, right? And if we can get back up above that, hold it as support, that's where we can look to come back up to the POC, right? And I don't know why the actual volume profile is not here. Let me go ahead and pull that. Bada boom, right? So, POC still sitting here at about $67,000, but that's the key level, right? This is nice because the volume profiles gives us that very, very clear level to look for support flip, right? So you get above that, hold it as support. That's where you can look for the bigger move up. But other than that, 4-hour money flow crossover, 15-minute money flow coming out, right? I mean, maybe we'll see this play out right now. Let me go ahead and close this. I would love for this to play out right now because it would be a beautiful, beautiful, lose that scroll back to the beginning of the live stream. If we lose this POC, guys, with that money flow crossover into the red, value area low would be very likely, in my opinion. And that's just based off the rules of the volume profile. So there you go. Maybe if we could see this play out live, that would be amazing, right? Because I think a lot of people, it would be nice to see it all play out like as I say it, right? Rather than being like, hey guys, last night we were looking at this and now it's played out, right? And then, I think a lot of people probably think that we just make that up and they're like, no, I'm not going to go back and check it, but he's probably lying, right? But we're not, right? Everything is recorded here, so which is nice, right? And I'm never going to tell you guys that we called something if it didn't happen, right? So there you go, right? And it's not me, right? It's the TA, right? Like, if we lose that POC, like more often than not, right, we go to that value area low. Just like yesterday on the way back up, right, we looked to hold the value area low, and we knew once we got above that POC, it would be very likely to come up to the value area high. And we also know once you deviate above that value area high, very good place to potentially look for shorts back into the range and back to the POC. So maybe, right, like this may be able to show you guys the anatomy of how these volume profiles work. Please, for the love of God, dump down to the value area low right now. That would be amazing to show live. Because, maybe seeing it play out live will kind of help you with your confidence. Hey, come on, baby, do it. Do it, baby, dump it. Come on, prove me right. Prove me right now. Please, for the love of God, do it. Do it, baby. Come on. Please, for the love of God. Well, there you go, guys. We'll keep an eye on this. So there you go. For those who say TA doesn't work, hopefully we can, that 59K support held like warm butter. Shout out to Max Crypto. Yeah. Value area low it to me, Frankie. Yo, shout out to Tampa Bay. Shout out to Hamd. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Dump it, Frankie. Let's go. Wow. Wait, Frankie, I learned so much. Learned so much from you, buddy. Thank you. Shout out to the Godfather in the chat, guys. Show some respect to the Godfather. And guys, I can't believe I didn't say this. Speaking of Godfathers, it is official, guys. I am officially a Godfather as of like 1 a.m. Last night, or I guess this morning. I am officially a Godfather. I now have a niece, and I used to have I still have a nephew, but I wasn't his godfather. But now I'm officially a godfather, guys. So hey, let's get it. But let's see. Accidentally closed my short from earlier. 63K. Was trying to move my stop loss. Shout out to JP. Please don't FOMO. I don't feel bad about making that mistake, bro. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me sometimes too. So don't worry about that. Let's see. Welcome to the family. Shout out to Maso. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. But yeah, finally a Godfather. Fits perfectly. It's good for the brand. But yeah, congrats, brother. I'm a Godfather too. I'm a Godfather to my shout out to Max Crypto. Congratulations. Yeah, thank you guys so much. But yeah, it's crazy. She's like, my sister texted me and she's like, I'm going into labor. And it's like 30 seconds later, she texted me with a picture of the baby. I was like, popped it out, no problem. Shout out to my sister and my new niece. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Congrats to Frankie the Godfather. You guys are funny, man. Let's go. Appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to Anthony Fonseca. Said I had a short from 61K and scarred myself out of a small loss. Or I guess you said meant to say stopped myself out at a loss. But yeah, shout out to Anthony Fonseca. Just remember, guys, if you get stopped out of a trade, like don't FOMO back in. I'm not saying like if you get stopped out, you can't re-enter. But you never want to just like, don't go in and like nothing will eat up your profits like FOMO will. So just keep that in mind. But let's see if we can get that continuation down. Beautiful. Love seeing that play out in real life, or in real time, rather. But these are the levels, right? There you go. I don't want to over-explain it. Value area low is next key level of support. Let's see what happens here. But yeah, with that being said, guys, go ahead and spam those altcoins in the chat. Yo, shout out to Villa Senor says that indicator should be illegal. Yeah, if you are not using the volume profiles, I do not know what you're doing. Absolutely overpowered. It's insane. Shout out to Flame. Shout out to you, bro. Said, my yesterday's questions were unanswered. Flame, they actually were answered. Shout out to you, bro. Go back to the live stream from last night and go to the fake out at the end of the stream. I actually covered it all in full. And what you were looking at is something that we have looked at on the live stream almost exactly. So it was actually pretty cool that you brought that up because, yeah, go check that out, bro. Because I was like, Flame, are you still in here, bro? And I think you left by the time I brought it up. But go check that, bro, because what you brought up was completely valid and something we've actually looked at before. So definitely go check that out. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to shout out to Mikey20 says BTC sideways accumulation since February election time. We're going up. And yeah, shout out to Mike. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I do think that's probably going to be pretty accurate, right? In my opinion, right? Could be wrong, not financial advice. It's just my opinion. Sideways consolidation all throughout this whole summer, right? Basically since March, right? Or February technically is when we really entered this range, right? February all the way to now, just completely sideways action, which we talk about all the time is not uncommon, right? Like same thing happened here. March, we entered a sideways consolidation, went sideways for the entire summer, and then just went sideways. And then, October happened and we got the big move up, and this happens, time and time again, right? And especially in an election year, which is typically bullish for markets, just remember, right? September rate cuts. If we get those rate cuts, which I'm pretty sure, like, if you look at the predictions, like almost there's like 100% chance of a rate cut. Literally, this is risk on assets. Rallies on risk on assets is directly tied to looser monetary policy, right? And we talked about this yesterday. I'm not going to go into it too much. So again, like remember September is typically a bearish month. So if we do wind up starting to get a drop to the downside, maybe we get like one more washout, like we're looking at with the 3-day money flow. Still a little bit of room here to mess around. But once that looser monetary policy kicks in and we actually start to see the effects of it, that is typically where we get the rip to the upside. And the fact that October is right after those first rate cuts, it kind of just lines up perfectly. It would also line up perfectly with the 4-year cycle. It would just be, I'm really interested to see what happens, because if that all happens, like, it'd be crazy, right? Like everything is lining up to play out like it has in the past, or at least in the last cycle. So we'll have to see. And it's not just the magic of the 4-year cycle, right? It's the looser monetary policy, which again is a little bit more tangibly tied to the risk on assets getting rallies, right? Or bull markets. So everything is lining up, but still a little bit of room here to mess around and maybe come back down one more time, or maybe just go sideways. But again, remember, they don't call it Rectember for nothing. But anyway, let's continue on. Yeah, shout out to Flame. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That we covered. Go to the last live stream, you'll see, bro. I covered that in detail. It's you're 100% right. There is. Yeah, go check that out, bro. You'll see. Well, let's see. Okay, so did we drop the altcoins? Yeah, drop your favorite altcoins in the chat if you have not already. Rob the Crypto Snob, which I think is not here. Shout out to Tyler. Actually talked to Rob on Discord before. He's actually getting something pretty cool, I think maybe today. I'm not going to spoil it right now. But shout out to Tyler. Tyler's threatening to fire him. I mean, Tyler's the boss, guys. I don't know if you know that. Tyler Durden is the boss. But yeah, Retro Mike Tech says, alts for tonight are Litecoin, Matic, and XRP. I don't hate that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pin that. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Let's go. There you go. Replace that pinned message. All right, let's go ahead and check it. I will start off with Ethereum first here, guys. Pop up Ethereum. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah. All right. So on ETH, let me actually pull up this chart. Bada boom. Yeah, I mean, on Ethereum, guys, there are a few major levels that I'm looking at, right? Number one, like this, for the most part, is the main value area that I'm watching. And let me go ahead and hide these levels. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, so the major level that I'm looking at is this volume profile, right? And this value area is coming in between $2,508 and $3,169 for the most part, right? There's a million ways you can look at this as far as context, but if we stay above this value area low, this is what opens up the door to these higher prices, getting in between, $3,100 and $3,200. This is pretty confluent resistance, in my opinion, right? Because if we pull up our major range, I show this almost every day, as we haven't really gotten any crazy moves here just yet, just kind of bing bongs around in this sideways range, but you can see this is also very confluent with a macro golden pocket, a weekly naked point of control, and the POC and value area high of this volume profile. So for the most part, obviously we do have this local resistance here, local golden or more local golden pocket, value area low, sitting between $2,911 and $3,000. But because of the confluence, if I flash this on and off, right? Because of the confluence up here on these two value areas, or with the value area and the weekly naked point of control, I actually like this level a little bit better. On top of the fact that you do have a spider line flying right through there as well, so when and if we get a move up here, that could wind up being a very, very, very strong level of resistance. But understanding you still have this level down here. But other than that, right now, really what I'd be looking at is this major value area at 2508. Stay above that level. That opens a doorway to slightly higher prices, because obviously we are going to have some local levels here that we could potentially reject, right? Get back in there, flip it to support. But I will be honest here, market cipher B, not really looking great, right? Money flow crossing over into the red on the 10-hour, VWAP coming down as well. Not the best look in the world. 8-hour VWAP coming down, 6-hour VWAP coming down, 4-hour red dot probably printing, just like on Bitcoin, right? 15-minute money flow crossing over into the red. And yeah, I mean, just like on Bitcoin, that 15-minute money flow crossover right before the bigger drop. But yeah, that's your key level of support. And again, market cipher B not really looking the best as far as a big move up, but locally, these are the levels I would watch, right? I would watch this golden pocket, bada boom, coming between 26.63 and 26.49. Yeah, and then obviously this is going to be somewhat confluent with this local volume profile. Let's go ahead and pull that, bada boom, bada bing, right? So yeah, this probably going to be key resistance, right? So if we can locally, right? So I know it's hard, right? I know it's hard to kind of identify all these different confluences or contexts, but let me just organize this and I'll flash them on and off nice and cleanly for you guys, right? So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn on the local levels, right? Go ahead and mark out this value area. Bada boom, bada bing. Grab your horizontal lines. Bada boom. Value area high, POC, value area low, right? So these are the local levels. If we get a local move up, I would look to come into this zone, right? And when you're looking at this is the local context. If you deviate above this value area high, you have the 786 backing you up, and then you could potentially look for a little bit of a potential short position to get back into the range and then come back down to the low, right? And potentially break structure to the downside, based off of the medium time frames, right? Again, 10-hour money flow coming out, 10-hour red dot, 4-hour red dot money flow coming out as well. So I would be very, very careful. These are the local levels of resistance, right? Major zone sitting between 26.49 and 26.87. Now, if we hide that, you want to also understand the larger context, which is going to be this value area from May of 2022, right? So these are kind of the two contexts, right? You have your local range, and then you have your macro range. So if you break out of this range, you know that you can now remove this and then look at it in the grander scheme of things, right? Looking for the higher levels up here at $3,100 to $3,200. So hopefully that simply breaks things down for you. And just remember, right? Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. All right, big bounce. Hard bounce here, to be honest. But yeah, value areas play out more than they don't, right? We show it almost every day here. So shout out to Div X-Ray. Says, do me a huge favor. Can you look at the 2-month Bitcoin chart? There is a doji candle in one of the months at the high point. Please show people. Shout out to Div X-Ray. Good to see you in here, bro. I will pull up the 2-month here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. 2-month. We'll hide the TA here. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So there is a doji. I guess you can consider this a doji candle. We got 2 days to confirm it, right? So unless we get a huge pump up tomorrow or the next day or a huge dump, this will probably close at somewhat of a doji candle, which does show indecision in the market. And like right here, Doji candle, doesn't know if it wants to go up or down. It went down and then massive move up. So yeah, doji candles simply indicate indecision in the market. This is a little bit of a shooting star candle, which could potentially mark a macro high, which makes sense if we come back down to 47.5 or potentially even lower, right? Like once we get down to 47.5, if we do, we can look at the lower levels. However, red dot looking to print on the 2-month as well. Yeah, weekly. I mean, if we get that weekly red dot, I mean, I'll be honest, guys, as much as I don't want that bearish case to play out, if it plays out, I will be so thankful that I did not just ignore the bearish case on these live streams. And to be honest, I covered it so much that I was kind of like, I felt like I was talking about it to a fault. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to just make people think I'm a perma bear. But when you see a 3-day money flow coming out like this, and especially with the crossing over into the red, like you can't ignore this. And again, like every drop down we had here, we were all prepared for as it was showing up on the TA, right? And again, like on this last drop down, like at this high, everybody and their grandma. Like I very rarely do I get like hate comments, like especially if you're in the Candle Mafia. Like we are like one of the most positive. We are the most positive community, especially in crypto, right? And like we get very, very little hate, which is very nice. But you know, the one like once in a while we do get some, and you know, on this big pump to the upside, we got a lot of new attention and everybody being like, this idiot, why is he looking at 51 to 52K? Does he not understand we're pumping up only $1 million? Oh my God, we're gonna go to the moon. But simply put, we were coming into a 786 retracement with massive bearish divergences on the 12 and the 16-hour with 2-day money flow coming out. Looked for the break of structure to the downside. Now, we didn't guarantee that to happen, right? This is not how trading works. I didn't come up here and say, guys, we are definitely going down. There's no chance of going up. But we knew that the higher probability was going to get that bigger move to the downside. And very simply put, we wound up getting it, right? And it always seems crazy until it happens, right? When you have everybody screaming up only, it's almost like a bigger warning sign that you're probably going to get the move down. So there you go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. October, here we come. Shout out to ABZ. Yeah. I wake me up when October starts. Shout out to Green Day. And my amazing singing voice. Guys, calm down. I know that was good. I know I can see the comments coming. Frankie, you should switch careers and be a singer. But come on, guys, don't flatter me. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. So that's what I'm looking at on Solana, on Ethereum. Those are the major levels that I'm looking at, and we'll have to keep an eye on things. But let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin, which is going to be Matic. Let's go ahead and jump into Matic, or Matic, as nobody calls it. And here we are, coming down to this is an old, I believe these are old levels. Well, not super old. It's coming down to a lower time frame. I will get rid of this, right? Get rid of this, get rid of this. Spawn that volume profile. Come up to the 10-hour. Come on, baby, come on. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, here we are. Let's check those higher time frames. Oh, God, do we have the blood diamond on this too? Oh, no blood diamond. Very interesting. That is actually pretty surprising to me, to be quite honest. Let's see, 3-day. You don't have the 2-day blood diamond, but you do have the 3-day blood diamond. And to be quite honest with you guys, oh, God, a 4-hour yellow X. Yikes. Money flow coming out. This is bearish looking. This is not looking great. And I'll be honest, right? Like, you are pretty much playing around with the danger zone here. You get stuck underneath here, very likely you are going to get accepted into this profile and potentially be on your way, especially with this 4-hour money flow absolutely tanking. Let's see, 10-hour money flow coming out. I'll be honest, 8-hour red dot printing, 30-minute money flow deep in the red, been deep in the red. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see some kind of a local bounce or retracement here. But, yeah, 4-hour red dot printing, money flow coming out. This does not look beautiful in any way, shape, or form, especially with that 3-day blood diamond printing. Yeah, I mean, these are the levels I would look at, right? Getting potentially playing around with the danger zone here, which is this value area high. This value area high is going to be your, doorway to lower prices, right? Because if you come up here and you reject and you get accepted back into this value area, you are very likely to get a pullback to that POC, get stuck under the POC. You could be on your way back down to the value area low. So, yeah, I would watch that, right? Like, your goal here to save yourself from massive downside. Well, I want to say massive. I don't want to, like, use, like, like scary words here. But to save yourself here, right, like could not hold support on that value area high. Like you start to get stuck underneath here. That is not a good sign. Like this is not going to be good. So, your goal here is to get above this level, flip it back to support, and get a way bigger move up. And if you pull up the VPVR real quick, you can kind of get a bit of a better idea of where the volume is sitting. Get rid of that value area low, right? I mean, yeah, high volume node down here, high volume node up here, right? Sure, you have these little areas that will likely hold you back, but quick moves down or quick moves up oftentimes mean quick moves down. So your goal here is to get above that value area high and get back into this low volume gap to fill this gap and, get another quick move back to the upside, in which case, if the money flow still looks the way it does, I'd probably be interested in shorts on the way up. But yeah, like looking at this volume, like you don't want to get, and this value area high is sitting at about 43 cents. You got to get back above 43 cents and then hopefully work your way back up into this low volume gap. If you cannot do that, and you wind up getting stuck in here, especially if you lose this high volume node right here at about 41 cents, 42 cents, like definitely at risk of getting accepted back into this lower range. So, yikes. Not looking great, to be quite honest. Now, that's not like to FOMO short, oh my God, we're going to zero, sell on my Matic, right? Like, I want to be very clear about that. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that is what I'd be looking at on Matic. So there you go. Bada boom. Let's see. Shout out to Flame. It is after the fake out. You got to go. I pull up the thumbnail, and then the thumbnail comes up for like just go to like almost the very end. It's like the live stream ends. The thumbnail comes up for like like 3 minutes, and then I come back, and that's when we look at it. Let's see. Is Ton doomed? We could try to take a look at Ton in a minute. Shout out to the Godfather son. I just FOMO shorted Matic. Shout out to the Godfather. He's joking, guys. Trust me. He's joking. I hope. Let's see. Shout out to Golden said when BTCTA. Shout out to Golden, bro. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Local 11 said you faked him out too good. Yeah, it's like a puzzle. Shout out to Flame, bro. He's like, he probably watched, and then the thumbnail came up. He's like, what the heck? And then, like, clicked off of it, and, like, 5 minutes later, I was like, and we're going to go look at this. Oh, God, too funny. Shout out to Flame, bro. Maybe we could just cover it again right now. It is something we've looked at before. So, it is useful. It is very similar. Shout out to Flame. Before Flame, go check. But real quick, I just want to know, like, this is what you were talking about, right? Because this is what we went over. You're talking about the comparison of this dump and this consolidation to this consolidation and a potential dump, right? I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. And yeah, I went over it and like talked about like how it's very, very similar. And it's funny because like even months ago, like a month or two ago, like when we were back in like over here before we got that last drop to 49K, we looked into that. Talking about like basically the same thing that you were mentioning, if that's what you were talking about. But yeah, let's see. Shout out to Steven Sansbury, says great show as usual. Smash that like button. Polygon Sleeping Giant. Yeah, shout out to Steven Sansbury, guys. Like, yeah, I'm not like bearish on Matic permanently or anything, but yeah, like I think it's very important to realize. Shout out to Lanchezar. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Said TNX for the new thing here. TNX. I'm not a boomer, guys, I swear. Thanks for the new things here, man. Much love. Shout out to Lanchazzer. I love you back, bro. I love you back. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Matic. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin, something that, I'll be honest, guys, like something I have not even really looked at in quite some time. I don't remember the last time I took a look at Litecoin. Not for any particular reason. I know there's probably some people out there always like, why doesn't he look at Litecoin? Is it garbage? No, not the case. Very simply put, right? Like very, very likely the like Litecoin, I know it's kind of hard, right? Because like, I do think there is something to the idea of not holding on to dinosaur coins. And because here's the thing, right? A lot of this stuff, right, especially in crypto bull runs, at least historically, right? A lot of this stuff runs on hype, right? It runs on roadmaps that are talking about years in the future, and like 90% of the projects that have these like super promising roadmaps never even make it to the next bull market, right? And like it's just all BS, and it runs all off of hype, right? Like the price does not move based off of like the accomplishments of these projects. For the most part, I'm not saying that that doesn't happen when like a project that gets a legitimate partnership or something legitimately gets applied in the real world. That is obviously the case sometimes, but more often than not, it is not the accomplishments of these projects that moves the price as much as it is the sentiment of the people investing, right? A new coin comes out. Oh, my God, we're doing this groundbreaking stuff. It gets all hyped up. It rips to the moon, right, in the bull run. And then, like, a lot of those companies, they have, like, these promising roadmaps. Everybody talks about it. Everyone reports on it. Oh, my God, they're going to do this, right? It moons, which is great. You can make money. That's, like, the whole name of the game, right? But then 99% of them go to zero, and they never come back in the next cycle. Nothing wrong with it, but so I do think there is something, right? Like you want to hunt out these new narratives. You want to hunt out these new coins because likely these are going to be the ones that have the lower market caps and the bigger rips to the upside. But that does not mean not to invest in the older coins that have real utility and have proven themselves through multiple cycles, right? So I do think, right, when Bitcoin rips to the moon, Litecoin will very likely follow suit, right? Just like a lot of the other dinosaur coins. But are you going to get 100x, 120x, 50x? Probably not, right? And that's just based off market cap and just the idea of like it doesn't have that new, it doesn't have that like that new shiny object hype, right? So just keep that in mind. That's just my 2 cents. For me, right, I just look at the chart, right? The chart looks bullish. I'll buy it and put a trade in. But here we go. Let's go ahead and dive in here. LTC. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's Coinbase chart. Yeah, let's look at the Coinbase chart. Okay, so I'm gonna actually give you guys I'm gonna give you like real nice analysis on this, right? Here we are. I'm gonna pull the macro VP right here. Right? I'll give you like all the levels. Maybe should we share a freebie here? Should I share this chart with you guys? I think maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Let's see. Bada boom. Value area high. POC. Value area low. And then you have your kind of bear market range right here. Right? So the nice thing here is, like Litecoin really hasn't done that much, to be quite honest. Like, kind of just wiggling around in its bear market range, in my opinion, right? Like, maybe we get another drop to the downside, right? Maybe Rectember brings us one more dump down on the alts. But, I mean, for the most part, like, in my opinion, right, like, I would buy Litecoin down here. If I was buying Litecoin, this is not the worst prices, in my opinion, right? Unless we get a total market collapse. Down here at the lows of the volume profile or bear market range, not horrible, right? Even if you rip back down to the actual lows, I would just put, limit orders on the way down. But, I mean, here you go, right? Like, in the macro here, right, your thought process, in my opinion, right, would be like, as long as we can fill this range, right, like this would be like the respected volume profile for the time being. And then once you get in balance and you get the real rip to the upside, this is your macro doorway to higher prices, right? Because we know that if we get a big move up, flip that value area low to support, next likely place to go is the POC and then the value area high, right? So, like these are really the macro levels I would be watching, right? And even if you pull your macro golden pocket here, yeah, like big levels here. And then this will probably be confluent with the value area low, if I had to guess. Not really. But yeah, these are some key levels I would look at in the long term for Litecoin. So there you go. Like, really, you want to break out of 93 cents decisively and then get above 126. That's probably your doorway to higher prices. But that doesn't really help you locally, right? Now, locally, I mean, let's see what we got going on here, right? 3-day money flow in the red, 4-day money flow in the red, 5-day money flow crossing over into the red, looking for a red dot. I'll be honest, like right now, like things do not look like they necessarily just want to blast off to higher prices, because like really what you would want to see is money flow coming up here, right? Obviously, right? You don't want to see a green wave coming into the red. You want to see a money flow cross over into the green. Now, locally, on the lower time frames, money flow kind of chopped up on the daily, 12-hour in the red. Yeah, money flow coming out on the 6-hour, 8-hour money flow, VWAP coming down. Yeah. Yeah, so these will be like the macro levels, right? Let me just put this up. Bada boom. High time frame levels. Let's see. Shout out to Jordan says, I'm watching LTC simply because of Grayscale's current holdings. Yeah, like listen, like I think it again, I could be wrong, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a I think it's crazy like people who just think that like oh, Litecoin's never going to rip again. It's dead. Like cuz it's old. Like I don't really see that being the case. All right, let's see. Shout out to Ibra. What is going on? Welcome in. Dropping those blue L's in the chat. I don't even know what that means. I do not even know what that means. I don't know what those blue L's are, guys. I don't. It looks like I don't know, some kind of like inhaling mechanism. I've never seen one of those in my life. Shout out to Ibra. Let's see. Litecoin makes me sleepy. It's soul time. Shout out to Mike. But yeah, locally, guys. Local levels here. This is what I'd look at, right? You got your local range here, bada boom. So you got your local value area here. You got another local value area, in my opinion, like right here. This one's kind of wonked out a little bit, but it's actually kind of clean, to be honest. Yeah, this is actually pretty clean. So if we get that value area low, we got that POC, we got that value area high. Remember, the market is always seeking fair value. Right? So you get the imbalance to the downside. If we come back, we're going to be hunting out this area of balance, right? If we break out of this area of balance, price is likely to be attracted to this area, right? And we see this stuff play out time and time again. So these are the local levels I'd be looking at. Volume profile number 1 would be sitting here, 64.05 at the value area low, 67.28 value area high, POC 66.31. You could screenshot these if you'd like. And then the upper value area would be 73.75 for the value area high, POC 71.50, value area low 70.85. So there you go. But again, like we still got to break into this range. So we break down, key level of support. I'd look at the golden pocket sitting at 56.21. So these are levels I would look for. But overall, not looking super like blast off to the moon, in my opinion. Looking a little bit more bearish. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Crimson. Dr. Crimson's girlfriend said, sure they did. Dinosaurs invented time travel so they could eat moon pies since space travel was a bust for them. Yo, shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend. I think he might be onto something with that. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP, one of our favorite stable coins. I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. Very simply put here, not much has changed here. I mean, we haven't looked at XRP, I think, since like early August. Just kind of still hanging around in our volume profile here. Key levels of resistance remain exactly the same. Value area high at 62 cents. It's going to be the major level you have to break out of to get a chance to break into your higher volume profile, which is the doorway to higher prices, in my opinion. But just still bing-bonging around here. You could look at this as like a separate value area with like a large deviation. But yeah, like, locally you can look at this range right here. But again, yeah, money flow crossing over into the red on the 4-hour. Like this would make you anticipate the trend on the 4-hour to continue to the downside, right? Key level of support remaining exactly the same. POC golden pocket, right? Current golden pocket, yeah. POC golden pocket sitting right here between 52 and 50 cents. So we get that drop down. This is your key level of support. Lose this, you're at risk of coming down to your value area low where your 786 is also sitting at 47 cents. But yeah, 4-hour money flow would make me anticipate, even if you got to push to the upside, probably more likely to continue the trend back down to this golden pocket POC. But these key levels remain exactly the same. So there you go. 62 cents key support, key resistance, key support, 51.88. All the way down to about 50 cents, right? So there you go. Daily, not really too much to take away from here. Red dot printing on your 3-day. Don't have the blood diamonds here, I don't believe. Pull up Market Cipher A real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, no blood diamond here on the 3-day, 2-day. Yeah, okay, so we're free of the blood diamonds, which is decent. But yeah, I would be watching this. This medium time frame money flow is not looking great, in my opinion. So there you go. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Does anyone really still hold XRP? Shout out to Mac Daddy. Shout out to Mac Daddy. I still hold my XRP. But I'm not like holding just XRP. I know there's a lot of people out there, right? And I was very vocal about this. I think there's a lot of people out there who are just like praying to hold XRP as like their way out of the they're holding XRP just like in hopes of like that being their ticket out of the system, right? Like their ticket to freedom. And I am glad that I stopped buying XRP. I still hold my XRP. I still think it will eventually moon at some point. I don't think it will ever go to $10,000 like a lot of people think. I've explained in detail why that is like mathematically almost impossible unless like something crazy happened or something just like broke in the system. I don't know. I talked about why that's never going to happen or very likely never to happen. Never say never, I guess. But yeah, I stopped buying XRP, and I'm really glad I did because the capital that I deployed, that I was going to deploy on more XRP and chose to deploy it other places, has already multiplied, right? So I'm glad that, my XRP is just still sitting there. So, yeah, so shout out to Mac Daddy. I feel you, bro. I feel you. All right, yay, shout out to Dave Digital. Drop those DDs in the chat for our boy Dave Digital in the chat here. Shout out to Flame said, I have seen it now, and yes, am new, joined you a few days ago. I'm from Pakistan. Shout out to Flame. Yeah, because I think I said, remind me, I think you are new. We've looked at this before, but shout out to Flame, bro. There you go. Looking at the same thing. Looking at that same thing. Definitely very, very similar. So shout out to you, bro. He didn't know so that makes sense. You didn't know about the fake outs. So yeah, we always do those fake outs. So now you know, Flame. But thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you. And hopefully that analysis was helpful for you. All right. Let's go ahead and continue on. I will take a look at Solana here really, really quickly, guys. Here we are. Bada boom, bada bing. Hey, guys, I didn't say this, but Mrs. Candles is gone for a week. And Tony D is, I almost said Tony Candles. Tony D is gone too. Tony's in New York. Mrs. Candles is in New York. I'm the only guy here in the ATL now. Time to party. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. You guys know when Mrs. Candles is gone. I mean, she's not fully gone, guys. We still got Mrs. Candles here. We still got her hands. They might not look as high definition. I think the camera's pixelated, but woo, they still smell good. They still smell good, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Golden said, Frankie, come to Italy. Mrs. Candles is in New York. Tony D's in New York. You know what? I'm going to Italy to visit Golden, Tony. We're going to eat Italian food, and you're going to be jealous. Shout out to Tony D and Golden. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Tom. He's like, Tony D and Mrs. Candles in New York at the same time? No, Mrs. Candles went out to go see my sister in the hospital. But I'm here with the CandleMafia. I will go see her soon. But yeah, no, there is no worries of that. Trust me. Me and Tony did. There is no chance. Shout out to you, man. That's funny. But yeah, the trust that two Italian brothers. Tony is not a best friend. Tony is a brother to me. I would trust Tony with my life. Right? I would trust Tony with all of my money. If I had to give all of my money and send it to Tony's bank account and say, hey, bro, I need you to watch over this, there's not a dollar missing ever. There's no reality that exists. And I feel absolutely blessed to have a friend and be able to trust them that much. There is zero chance of any kind of like backstabbing or anything with Tony D. It's hilarious. Literally my blood brother. But he's half Greek and I'm not. Shout out to Tony D. I don't even think he's in here. But yeah, shout out to Tony D. Like brothers until the end of time. Yeah, absolutely. I've had friends come and go in my life constantly. There is no loyalty like a true brother. Like I always say this, guys. Tony D, there was a time, and if you're new here, you guys might not know this. There was a time where before I had anything that I could ever offer Tony D, he let me. There was a point in time where I was sleeping on Tony D's couch. And without anything in return, he never asked for anything. He never complained. All he did was help me, and I had nothing to offer him ever. And he just he knew I was trying to accomplish something, and he believed in me. And I had nothing to give him. And he just, selflessly, what is mine is yours, bro. I don't care if you stay here for 5 years. Live with me forever. I got your back no matter what. And that's why he's here with me right now. So shout out to Tony D. It's actually crazy to see that full circle. Now Tony D is working with me. So it's the coolest thing ever. And yeah, I'm forever indebted to him. And Mrs. Candles, too. Mrs. Candles was right by my side during the darkest times of my life. 2 ride or dies. Absolutely. Literally the luckiest person alive to have those 2 people in my life. So shout out to them. I don't even think they hear that. So I'm not saying that for them. I'm saying that because I mean it. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Mrs. Candle's finally like, yo, I'm glad I was sleeping on that couch now. Yeah, shout out to the Bitcoin realist says, yeah, true friends are the fuel for life. Absolutely. The homie. Yeah, you guys are funny. Yeah, we love Tony D. Shout out to Joshua. Yeah, absolutely. Tony D is one of the most selfless people you'll ever meet. But yeah, take a look at Solana here, guys. I mean, not much to update, right? Like, just still within our volume profile. I mean, you could pull the local volume profile here from about August the 6th to current price. Like you kind of deviation above the high, back into the range, to the POC, back to the low, back to the POC, back to the high, deviation, back to the POC, back to low, right? So this local profile is being respected as well. But to be quite honest, just clinging to that POC. Got a little breakout and then back to the POC, right? So we are seeing money flow come back to the downside, 4-hour money flow coming out, 3-hour money flow coming out. Yeah, I mean, this is your profile. Not much really to fill in here on XRP Solana, as it looks very similar to everything else. You know, money flow, like this doesn't look good. Like the high time frames, guys. I mean, you heard it here first. Maybe not first, but you heard it here every day for the past 3 months. The higher time frames are looking more and more bearish every single day. 3-day money flow coming out, fresh red dot. Do you have the blood diamonds? Give me the blood diamonds, baby. Let me see them. Come on. 2-day. Okay, so you don't have the blood diamonds, which is nice. But yeah, 5-day red dot, 4-day red dot. No, I'm sorry, 4-day and 3-day red dot. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, for the most part, this is the value area. Value area low coming in at 124. POC at 143. Value area high at 168. And, yeah, this is, if we get stuck under this POC, potentially going to get a, key level support down here at the value area low. The one thing I don't love here is, yeah, like the one thing I'm not like super loving here is the fact that we never really tap that value area high. And sometimes, we do wind up more often than not tapping that value area high. But with the way money flow looks right now, I don't know. I'm kind of neutral here. Key support, 124. Key resistance between, I would call it, 170 and 175. Other than that, I'm kind of neutral here. Got to get back above that POC for a move up. Get stuck under. Probably going to get that move to the downside. So there you go. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I actually have to go feed Tony's cat, Bear. Shout out to Tony D. Hey, yo, shout out to Jason Casper in the chat. Thank you for that super chat, bro. He said urgent, long, bro. Shout out to Jason, said urgent, long, woke, and afraid. Part 2. Shout out to Jason. Yo, long and woke is hilarious, bro. Long and woke. Shout out to Jason. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much. Caught the last end of the live stream here. But yeah, I gotta go feed Tony T's cat, guys. So I gotta hop out of here. But hopefully this TA gave you guys a little bit of insight of what we're looking at here. Again, those higher time frames still looking pretty bearish. Also, medium hourly money flow cruising to the downside with that red dot on the 4-hour, 15-minute money flow crossover on the 15-minute, which has not happened yet. But if we get that bigger drop to the downside, that 15-minute money flow crossover is going to be what I'm looking at. So hopefully we don't dump. Pray for Bitcoin, guys. I don't know. It's not looking super great, but pray for Bitcoin. Hopefully we can just bounce out of here in some kind of miracle. But yeah, beware. You guys now have all the TA and all those key levels you need to watch if we get that dump to the downside. And with all that being said, I will see you guys right here tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Oh, God. Oh, God. The stream deck's on the wrong page. Bing bong.
Look, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, all they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threat. So nobody's enemy. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Yo, non-carbon is crazy, bro. Yo, shout out to Jason. Guys, real quick before I hop off here, that song I played in the beginning of the stream, this one, you guys ever see that GIF? It's like usually in Instagram comments, and it's like Winnie the Pooh and like the Little Mermaid, like, and they're like doing a two-step. Just tell me this song doesn't match with this GIF perfectly. I'm gonna show you in a sec. I gotta let the beat drop here for a second.
Oh, I tell her get low. Gon' rock with me.
Matches perfect. It matches
Get a
perfect.
shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking. I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh,
I'm the Pasta Mafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big man.
Do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right. Dirty like a fool fight. You been working all day. Load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. What tell her? And she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up. I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she ain't nice the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move. She be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict. Might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it. Had enough with all the moves, yeah. Move here. Ooh, let me grab it now. I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet. Told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec. This is just time out. This is not no way. Go and grab that friend. And you know what's next. Stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby. And I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby. And they know me in the city like a mob star. I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do